Hello. Please take the time to leave a meaningful comment, click the like button, the notify bell and subscribe buttons. Thank you. If you want to read all the stories in full, please go to www.steveuk.blog. Thank you. Short story 159, The Library Cat. Mia, a recent transplant to the bustling city, felt a hollowness settle in her chest. Her tiny apartment, despite its modern design, felt sterile and impersonal. Her new job, while intellectually stimulating, was devoid of the social connection she craved. One rainy afternoon, seeking refuge from the downpour and a respite from her solitude, she stumbled upon a charming little library tucked away on a quiet street. The library was an oasis of calm. Floor-to-ceiling shelves overflowing with well-worn paperbacks and shiny new releases lined the walls. A gentle hum of conversation and the rhythmic turning of pages filled the air. Mia inhaled the familiar scent of old paper and ink, a sense of comfort washing over her. As she wandered through the meticulously organized stacks, a flash of ginger caught her eye. Curled up on a plush armchair in the corner was a magnificent Maine Coon cat, its fur a rich reddish-brown with a white chest, shimmered in the afternoon light. Its eyes, a mesmerizing emerald green, watched her with quiet curiosity. Mia approached cautiously, unsure if the feline would welcome a stranger's touch. To her surprise, the cat stretched languidly, its body emitting a deep, rumbling purr, and nudged its head against her outstretched hand. "Hello there, beautiful," Mia whispered, gently stroking the cat's soft fur. A kind-faced librarian with silver hair emerged from behind a towering bookshelf. "That's Marmalade," she said with a warm smile. "He's a regular here. Seems to have a knack for sensing when someone needs a friendly face." From that day on, an unusual friendship blossomed between Mia and Marmalade. Every afternoon after work, she would visit the library, pick a new book, and settle into a comfortable chair with Marmalade nestled contentedly in her lap. He would purr contentedly as she read, his warmth and rhythmic rumble a soothing counterpoint to the turning pages. The library became a second home for Mia. She immersed herself in books on cats, devouring information about their history, behavior, and fascinating personalities. Her newfound passion fueled her decision to volunteer at the library, helping out with children's story time. One sunny afternoon, while enthralled by a book on feline communication, Mia noticed a peculiar pattern. Every time she finished a chapter, Marmalade would twitch his tail twice. It seemed like a signal, but what did it mean? Intrigued, Mia began experimenting. She would read different passages aloud, observing Marmalade's reactions. She noticed the tail flicks for exciting adventures with brave heroes and cunning villains. He enjoyed witty dialogues and would wrinkle his nose in disapproval at overly sentimental endings. Over time, through a series of observations and experiments, Mia cracked the code of Marmalade's tail language. She learned he craved thrilling journeys, outsmarting adventures, and witty banter. He despised overly sorrowful tales and sappy endings. News of the whispering librarian, who could talk to cats, spread like wildfire through the town. Children flocked to the library, eager to share their favourite stories with Marmalade. The library became a hub for children and their feline companions. Mia's once empty days were now brimming with activity. She had found a community at the library, a loyal friend in Marmalade, and a unique talent for understanding cats. Every day, surrounded by the gentle hum of conversation, the rustle of turning pages, and the soft purrs of contented cats, Mia felt a surge of warmth and belonging. The library, once a refuge from the rain, had become a place where Mia discovered her voice, her passion, and a friendship unlike any other, all formed through the language of purrs and tail flicks. One particularly bustling afternoon, as children excitedly shared their favourite fairy tales with Marmalade, a local reporter entered the library. Intrigued by the commotion, she approached the librarian. The librarian, with a mischievous glint in her eyes, explained the peculiar connection between Mia and Marmalade. The next day, a headline splashed across the local newspaper: "Whispering Librarian Cracks Cat Code." The article chronicled Mia's connection with Marmalade, her unique talent for understanding cat communication, and the joy it brought to the children of the town. Suddenly, Mia found herself thrust into the spotlight. Interview requests poured in, and the library became a tourist destination for cat lovers from all over the city. Mia, initially overwhelmed by the sudden attention, found her comfort in Marmalade. He would sit beside her during interviews, a calming presence amidst the flurry of activity. As Mia adapted to her newfound fame, she realized it offered a chance to do more than just understand cats. She began hosting workshops on cats' behavior and communication, teaching people how to better understand their feline companions. The library transformed into a haven not just for book lovers, but for cat lovers and their furry friends. Mia continued her newfound path with a newfound purpose. The workshops proved immensely popular, with people from all walks of life attending. From seasoned cat owners to nervous first-time adopters, Mia offered practical advice and debunked common myths. One afternoon, a young boy named David entered the library, clutching a skittish Siamese cat named Luna. Luna hissed and arched her back, clearly terrified by the unfamiliar environment. David, on the verge of tears, explained that Luna had been a stray he'd recently adopted, but they just couldn't seem to connect. Mia observed Luna's behavior and noticed her dilated pupils and flattened ears. She recognized the signs of fear and anxiety. Instead of bombarding Luna with attention, Mia suggested David create a quiet, safe space for her with a cozy bed and a scratching post. Over the next few weeks, Mia guided David through techniques to build trust with Luna. She suggested leaving out enticing toys with catnip, letting Luna initiate contact, and speaking in a gentle, soothing voice. Slowly, with patience and understanding, Luna began to relax. During one session, as David hesitantly offered his hand for Luna to sniff, a familiar tail flick caught Mia's eye. Marmalade, perched on a nearby bookshelf, flicked his tail twice, a silent encouragement. Luna, emboldened perhaps by Marmalade's subtle communication, nuzzled against David's hand, a soft purr rumbling in her chest. David's face lit up with a smile brighter than the sun. "She likes me," he exclaimed, tears welling up in his eyes, this time with joy. Seeing Luna's transformation and David's newfound happiness filled Mia with a sense of fulfillment. It wasn't just understanding cat language, it was about facilitating connections, fostering friendships between humans and their feline companions. Mia's story became a beacon of hope, not just for lonely cat owners, but for anyone seeking a sense of belonging. The library, once a quiet haven for bookworms, became a vibrant community centre, filled with the rustling of pages, the purring of cats, and the joy of connection. And at the heart of it all stood Mia, the whispering librarian, her heart brimming with the warmth of friendships, both human and feline, all brought together by the magic of a library cat and the power of understanding. Vocabulary notes: characters and emotions. Pangs of loneliness, a sudden feeling of sadness because you are alone. Impersonal, not seeming to care about people or their feelings. Soothing counterpoint, something that provides a calming contrast, Marmalade's purring contrasted with the turning pages. Disapprove, to express dislike or disapproval. Flurry of activity, a sudden burst of busy activity. Surge of warmth and belonging, a strong feeling of happiness and being part of something. Setting and objects. Havens, places of safety and refuge. Floor-to-ceiling shelves, shelves that reach from the floor to the ceiling. Worn spines, the backs of books that are worn from use. Rhythmic turning of pages, the sound of pages being turned in a regular rhythm. Plush armchair, a comfortable armchair with soft padding. Emerald green, a bright green colour like an emerald gemstone. Tail language, a way of communicating using tail movements, specific to cats in this story. Modern design, a design that is stylish and up-to-date. Actions and speech. Stumbled upon, found something by chance. Approached cautiously, moved towards something slowly and carefully, unsure of the reception. Nudged its hand, gently pushed its head against something. Marmalade nudged Mia's hand. Whispered, spoke very softly. Immersed herself in, became completely absorbed in something. Mia with cat books. Cracked the code, figured out a secret code. Mia understanding Marmalade's communication. Thrilled journeys, exciting adventures. Outsmarting adventures, stories where the hero uses intelligence to overcome challenges. Overtly sentimental endings, endings that are excessively emotional or sentimental. Debunked myths, proved that something people believe is not true. Figurative language, hollowness settle in her chest. Metaphor, comparing loneliness to an emptiness in the chest. Oasis of calm, metaphor, comparing the library to a peaceful place in a desert. Whispering librarian, nickname given to Mia for her ability to understand cats, a slight exaggeration. Story written by Google Bard AI, image created by desgo.com AI. To read all the stories in full, please go to www.steveuk.blog. Thank you. Hello, this is Steve. If you enjoyed the story, please would you take the time to leave a meaningful comment and click on the like icon. If you want to know when the next story has been uploaded, please click on the notify bell icon to be notified. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel and tell your English learning friends so they can benefit too. Thank you.